Okay. Yay. So we're doing a troubleshooting call here. So I'll just put in a little tip for you guys, something you might not know or might know. So people dealing with anxiety, a lot of times I start them on, I'll do a very low dose of Slim, but I will actually have them do 1 to 2 BioCleanse and then check um, what magnesium they are taking. A lot of times, people with anxiety already have very fast bowels. So sometimes I'll add in, I would say magnesium glycinate or something just to, they need something getting in their system to help calm them down. For people with anxiety, magnesium threonate is very good. It goes straight through the blood-brain barrier and helps the brain chill. So those are just a couple of tips on that. Also, nerve. Interesting thing people don't know is a lot of times your nervous system is just dysregulated when it comes to anxiety. Again, the root issues, blood sugar balance, inflammation, gut health, totally. But some symptomatic relief, you can add in nerve that really, really helps people as long as they can tolerate the B12s. If they cannot tolerate B12, do not give them nerve and just work on the probiotics and magnesium. All right. So, questions can I answer for you guys, for your people? Feel free to just jump on. If you have like specific people in mind that you're like, I'm not sure what to do with this person, or someone on my team is dealing with this and I'm not sure how to help them get results, or they were having results and now they're not. Does anyone have anyone?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a level two, who initially started with the triplex. She wasn't super open about her health goals getting started, and so my level one had her just go ahead and get started with the triplex. She ended up what I think was going through some pretty extreme detoxing, and so she just completely stopped, and then decided that she was open to like giving us some more information, telling us kind of her backstory, and getting started again. So right now she's only taking a half stick of Slim, and she's really, really struggling with like extreme diarrhea and bloating and is like very nervous to start anything else. Um, so some of the things that she was dealing with, I'm just looking back at some screenshots from my level one, so I make sure I'm telling you all of the right stuff. Um, I know like mental health, like depression, anxiety was like a really big thing for her. And like she's always sounds like she's always struggled with, sorry, I'm trying to find that screenshot right here. She's always struggled with a lot of like different irregularity with her cycle and like just hormone stuff.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure if she's like having that intense of a reaction to just a small dose of Slim. I'm just wondering where maybe to start. I was hoping my level one would jump on so she could give us more clarity on what was going on, but something must have came up.
Um, so sometimes when that happens is they like it sounds like she is having die off and it's just too fast for her body. You said she's at 1/4 of a slim.
Yeah, so she was doing the whole triplex, I think 2 capsules of each, full Slim, and so I had her slow down and do just the pink drink. And it sounds like she was doing just a half of a stick pack.
Okay. Do you know if she tolerated the bio cleanse okay, or did that gave her diarrhea?
I'm looking at that
I
screenshot.
don't think she gave you a whole lot of details of what did, when, how.
Yeah.
And sounds like it kicked up her anxiety too. Um, so so someone like that would be like, okay, because we didn't know this, the
Yeah.
Trilux is not actually a good fit for you.
Okay.
Um, and so what I would recommend is because she's already got the Slim, is getting the Vital Biome. It helps with gas, bloating, um, just helps better digestion, has no die off. It's very, very gentle. Helps, oh, depression, anxiety. So I'd highlight
Yeah.
those for her. Potentially ask her if she's okay with B12s and say, hey, I'd like to get either ease or nerve. Probably ease because she's having die off. because that will just help reduce the die off symptoms and be like, now she just bought something, so she might not want to,
Right.
but you can throw the ball in her court and be like, hey, if we had known these things, we
Right.
actually would have suggested this. And she's
Right.
like, okay, I can't afford to buy anything more this month. You can be like, okay, next month, this is the game plan. So you're like sort of helping coach her, okay, this, you can still do this. This is your next step. What we can do with what you have is I want you to open a capsule bio cleanse and literally go down to a sprinkle of Slim. And you're going to take a sprinkle of Slim and we're going to like literally microdose it up. And you're going to do it at the same time of doing a sprinkle of BioCleanse. BioCleanse, when you have die off, just will help it go. If someone has anxiety, they already have a really fast GI tract. So you don't want to do speed it up too much. Hence
Okay.
why she was having diarrhea, probably. But die off can also exacerbate diarrhea. Um, And so I would do that to step her through, just to sort of get her through the month, and then add in a little bit, again, open the capsule, and basically all three, you can either do all three at the same time to sort of help each one mitigate the die off. And opening the capsule is going to help digest what's going on. But again, too much will be too much for her. So I would add them one at a time, but basically have them sort of combine together instead of spreading it out maybe at night or first thing in the morning. And really just microdose for her with what she has. But tell her there's something that's a better fit that would um, help with anxiety, depression, and just better digestion because no one wants to feel worse, really.
Right.
Um,
So, Deirdre, if she is willing to purchase the Vital Biome and did you say nerve or ease?
I would go with ease right now, and if she can't do shellfish, go with the nerve.
Okay. And if she's willing to do those, how much would you like microdose those also, or would you go ahead and do like the one full capsule of Vitabiome and the
I
two
would
or
have her
or
stop the
more each?
slim. Yeah, stop the slim, do the vital biome first thing in the morning, and then ease probably first thing in the morning with it, just in case she has any die off for whatever reason.
Okay.
Shouldn't, but just in case. And then when she reintegrates the slim, you add the ease every single time. So
Ease with. Okay.
that will detox her. Ease is there to help just mitigate it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Did that help?
Yeah, that does help. I will reach out to my level one, and if she gives me any more clarification, I'll unmute again. But this is
Yeah.
helpful. Helpful to
Yeah.
start for now.
Yeah. And it's just having to meet people where they're at with what they're, did they just buy products? How do I help them navigate?
So do you feel like in general, if someone's starting off and like really experiencing a lot of like the diarrhea and the bloating, that it is better than to do Vital Biome instead, like all the time?
Yeah, because well, if they have anxiety,
Okay.
if they have mental health stuff, 100%, because that's going to exasperate it. That puts stress on the adrenals and the nervous system, and it's already stressed. That's why there's anxiety and depression. I won't get into all the whys, but it just sort of creates an extra pressure, which she doesn't need. So we need to release the pressure, calm everything down, and then we can slowly integrate any detox stuff once her body's calm. Makes sense? So a typical person who doesn't have anxiety and depression, they might be able to power through.
Okay. So if
Make
somebody came to you and said like anxiety and depression was one of their main things, you would not start them off with the triplex ever.
mm-mm. Unless they're like crazy constipated, but
Okay.
typically they're not at that point. I would do Vital Biome Ease or Vital Biome Nerve.
Okay.
And I always would start them on the Vital Biome before anything else.
Good to know.
Yeah, just because if we exasperate the anxiety and depression, they gonna jump ship and they can't have that exasperated, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. So
Okay. Thank you very much.
yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else?
I'm gonna kind of piggyback off what Miranda was saying. So what if they've already ordered the triplex? They've started on the slim. So I think you actually said this. Do but they do have some anxiety. Um, should we just say stop, get the vital biome, or should we say, okay, sprinkle a little bio cleanse in and just keep going real slow?
Are they having the die off? Like, is your person the same as hers or?
Very new, like this is a brand new person. So not experiencing anything yet because we started the slim really slow.
Okay. So
So,
if they're fine, then go with it. Like if you've already got them on a path of the triplex and they're fine, just know to go really slow with the ProBio 5. And I
okay,
maybe would pair the BioCleanse because it does help a little bit of die off
okay,
um, with the ProBio 5 and just go really slow. So um, since you already have it, I would start there, but then let them know if they have anxiety that this, you just found out it's a huge key in helping them in their gut health
okay,
and mental health
okay.
type thing.
Thank you, Deirdre.
Yeah, you're welcome. Look at that baby. Anyone else?
Okay, so I have some questions. Um, so I'm actually a holistic health coach and love all natural remedies and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I signed up under Jessa. She's amazing. And so I started my Fab Four. I started that 4 or 5 days ago. Um, don't honestly know now because it's been a roller coaster. So I have autoimmune. I have horrible gut microbiome. I've done a bunch of diets and it's yo-yo. You know what I mean? It's always up and down.
Yeah.
My inflammation is insane, unimaginable. I eat really healthy compared to, I mean, I know I'm saying eat really healthy. Most people are like, are you sure? No, really, seriously. Chicken, salads, water with lemon and Celtic sea salt. Like, I mean, I do all the things, right? Um, and I still get really bloated, really inflamed. And I've been detoxing since day one. It's been fun. So my inflammation is already, I sent Jessa a message today, and my inflammation is already exponential. So I did start the 3-day reset today. Um, and yesterday I made an herbal blend for hydration, liver, and kidney help. So that helped me along with taking the ease. That helped me a lot. What else would you recommend for myself, but other people that are struggling with autoimmune and inflammation? That is
Yeah.
crazy.
So which autoimmune it,
So I've been trying to get diagnosed for over 5 years, and
okay.
they just keep, bouncing me back and forth. Oh, we know you have it, but you could go and do all these tests, and you know, all you're going to get is an answer. And I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, it's an autoimmune, and
Right.
my insurance doesn't cover the rheumatoid doctor that I need, so
Oh,
it's
gotcha.
all out of pocket. And I told him, I'm like, I love you guys, but I'm not spending tens of thousands of dollars
Right.
for you to give me a diagnosis and then try and throw a bunch of pills at me. Like I'm not doing that. And I don't even take pharmaceuticals unless I absolutely have to.
Okay.
Um, so that's my
So
story.
yes. So let me get a little TMI. Your bowel movements, is it like constipation and diarrhea, like you deal with both, or is one more?
No, so normally on a typical day, um, I would eat something, and even if it's healthy, within 5-10 minutes, it's coming out one way or the other.
Okay.
And then I can go from not being inflamed to looking like I'm 6 to 9 months pregnant in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
welcome to my life.
Oh,
I've tried the low FOD map. I have done dairy free, gluten free. they know I'm gluten intolerant. So, that's why I try and don't eat a lot of gluten, but I try and be dairy free as much as possible. Try to eat really clean, healthy, organic. I do all the things. I'm a holistic health. I mean, you know what I mean? I
Right.
practice what I preach.
Right.
And adding in my herbal supplements and herbal stuff to help with inflammation and all this stuff. But I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay, I'm not getting better by doing it myself. So, needed help.
Yeah.
Uh, so not gonna lie, when I joined Plexus, I was like, Jessa, I need help. I'm lost. Like, help me,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Well, we'll get you there. So,
Oh, yeah, totally.
um, the reset, watch the restore. It may make you itchy at night or not sleep as well. If that happens, you can move it to the morning. It sounds like a lot of your that detox pathways, kidney, liver, lymph, all that is just got so much junk in it. Now we want to find out why. So, have you done parasite cleanses?
No,
Okay.
because when I was going to do them,
Mhm.
that I was like, you know what? I didn't want to jumpstart and do that and not do it. I mean, I found a company that I would trust that I could do it from, but again, trying to get those products, it's like waiting for Christmas, like waiting for
Yeah.
Santa. And you got to get it right when they drop. Um, so no, I haven't,
Okay.
but I do eat a lot of pumpkin seeds, like regularly.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
to help.
So some
And I
of
do take ivermectin.
okay, what dose do you take? Do you know?
So I do 1.5 mLs because I'm over 100 pounds because it's 1 ml per 100 pounds of body weight.
Okay. Um, so because some of what you're describing is definitely dysbiosis and then potentially some parasitic involvement. Just the
Mhm.
speed that your food goes through you is what I've found when it goes that fast. One, we have um, just a lot more bad bacteria, like a lot more.
Yep.
Um, and then potentially their friends, which are,
Yeah.
and
Gotta love the friends.
and we all have them. We will have them always.
Oh yeah,
Our
and I
guys.
breed dogs, so I
But
mean I know I deworm my dogs regularly.
okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So a couple things. I'm trying to stay in my lane and not get too way out there. Um,
You can go
Well,
way out.
I,
I mean,
I was just about to step in and say, you can tell her anything, Deidre. She is very open, very like I've never said anything to her where she was like, "Whoa, that's out of my box."
I gotcha.
no,
Um,
like seriously, I mean the conversations that Jessa and I have, and the conversations my husband and I have, he learns a lot.
yes. Okay. So, and it sounds like you're doing a lot of good things, a lot of the right things.
Yep.
When you take the ProBio 5, how does that
hmm
make you feel?
So I do it at night. I'm not gonna lie, I do it and then I go to the bath. I mean, I don't go to the bathroom. I do it and then I go to sleep.
Okay.
Um,
And
so,
you
but
okay
now,
with that?
yeah, and I am finding I am having more regular daily bowel movements, but they're not solid like they should be, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yep.
Um, Now they're not liquid like water because that's what they used to be. Like
Oh,
seriously. Oh, it was bad. It
yeah.
was like I mean, I was in the bathroom crying because I'm in so much pain having to go
Okay.
to the bathroom. Yeah, it was really, really bad.
Okay. So for you, that's why you got to be careful of the BioCleanse because you already have a really fast GI tract. So you can actually open it up and microdose it
Okay.
with things that are making you feel like you detox. I would do that with the Slim because the Slim it does pull some heavy metals and it does support your liver detoxification. But if if there's just too much, there's just too much in your body. And that's why we have inflammation, just too many toxins being released or just not going through the channels right. Um,
Well, I
so
know I'm definitely detoxing. When I told Jess, I sent Jess a message. I was like, Jessa, you did not tell me that when I started when I had to go pee, like I had to go pee like right then. We were on a road trip and it was an hour and there was no place inside to go pee. And
Okay.
I don't know how to pop a squat. Like I can't do that. I'm
Yeah.
like my kidneys were starting to really hurt. Like I was in pain. And
Okay.
you know, and my pee's different.
Yeah. Yeah. And that
And
makes sense
mm,
because the a lot of toxins get, excess
it's
glucose
released there.
gets through. Yeah. So it's like dumping and which is great because
Yeah.
we're getting balance. So it might be just too fast for you. So we can pull back and do like a half a slim,
Okay.
um, like half in the morning, half at night, or you can just do half a day or try
Mhm.
splitting up a fourth. You gotta find out where your body is in
Okay.
relation to what you're taking, which as like a coach. So
Hmm.
just start playing with the dosages in the Fab Four, like the X Factor Plus. It does have a microbiome piece in it, so you
Yeah.
might need just one, especially if you have an MTHFR. You might just need one of those, and you can
Mhm.
even pulse it. So you do one day, and pulsing is one day, take a break the next day, let your body catch up with what's just happened, and then pulse it again the next day. MTHFR people, especially double copies, are notorious for that because you're initiating the systems, it's dropping all the toxins, and it literally can't catch up till
Yeah.
2 days later. So that would be something I would say. If you're tolerating the ProBio 5, you could try going up to 4.
Okay.
Like, don't jump up to 4. Work up 3,
Right. Right.
4. But if that one's really like doing well for you, you're not having a whole lot, like you're not waking up
Mhm.
puffy and achy the next morning, then I would work that piece because it sounds like your body's really loving that piece, and it's helping reorganize the microbiome. The one thing you could for autoimmune, this is a little caveat, I would do a higher dose ivermectin, but not yet because your detox pathways are not open. So we're not going to kill off anything. The reset's going to help reopen
Yours are mine.
a lot of those.
Yours are mine.
Hold on, just muting people. That's going to help open the detox pathways. And then something we could talk about later is called Alinea. It's an anti-protozoal, but it's also antifungal. It's a great antiviral
Okay.
to get it from India.
Okay. Awesome.
But
I'm
we
open.
can talk about that later. That's
Yeah.
great for autoimmune and low dosing. So right now we just want to nourish, calm the body, and open everything up. So
Okay.
play with the dosages and figure out um what works for your body, not
Okay.
necessarily like trying to make it and push it. We want to
Yeah.
pull back because it could be genetics also. Like you got a
Mhm.
lot of genes and they just might not be breaking down as fast as we want. So then we
Yeah.
got to slow it and pull it back for it to catch up, which will then speed us up down the road. Does that make sense?
It does. And I know Jessa had mentioned possibly upping the E's
Yeah.
instead of to 2, upping it to 4.
Yes. And you compare that literally with everything. Like
Okay.
with the slim, take 2 to 4 with that. Um, I mean, I've taken up to 6 E's at a time for
Yeah.
just bowel tolerable. Again, it's got enzymes, so you don't want it making you.
Yeah, because I can already tell a difference from when this morning when I took the before pictures to then this afternoon when I had the E's in my system. The difference between the inflammation, when I tell you it is mind-boggling, like it looks like I've lost 3 inches of inflammation just from that. It
Yes.
is crazy. Like my inflammation is
So
it's way too bad.
work the E's. Take it as much as you need, as much as you can tolerate. I've known ladies go up to 12. They had like
Well,
terrible rheumatoid arthritis
yep.
and with 12 throughout the day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, not 12 at all
So,
at one time.
um, but typically on an empty stomach, full glass of water, you'll get the systemic benefits. So
Okay.
did I help you? Did
You
that?
did.
I
You
know we
did.
got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's okay though. I mean, it's good to be able to start with a lot. So then when you're on the other side of it, you're going to have a good story, but then you're also going to be like, okay, listen, this is how it helped me. This is how I healed myself. And I would love to know more about that product. So send me a message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just get us connected. And then the Restore, when you take
Mm-hmm.
it with the ease. Um, because I was in the trial group that did the Restore, the Ease, and the BioCleanse,
Yes, ma'am.
and that is a beautiful combination. You do all three together at night before bed, and it's so good for inflammation.
So do the BioCleanse at night, or because I thought you're supposed to take the BioCleanse in between a meal. So you want me to take it at night and not in the afternoon?
When you're doing the 3-day reset,
Yes.
take a BioCleanse with the
Mhm.
Restore and the Ease. Does that make sense? Not a
Yes.
full 2 dose. You don't have to do the two, whatever your body is okay handling.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Sounds good.
Because the Restore, I kid you not, would make me
Mhm.
itch from head to toe. I'm an oddball. Any like weird detox stuff would it like happen to me. So that is
That's,
not the average person. So,
yeah.
but
Okay.
just
Sounds good.
all right. Anyone else?
Deidre, what is the reason for mixing the Restore Ease and BioCleanse? Is it just on the reset, or is that something that we need to do on occasion?
Well, the detox combo, when you get the Restore, Ease, and BioCleanse, I believe that's how they had us take it in the trial. And that's how I got my best results with it. I felt amazing. So that's just what I recommend from experience. Now, everyone's different. So again, attenuate for each person. I've always been crazy constipated, so I take as much BioCleanse as humanly possible. Yeah, I've taken 20 in a day.
Yes. How many E's in BioCleanse do you recommend with the Restore when you
Just
do?
2 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it help you sleep better? Also?
Yes. I did not have the itchiness that I had prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
And my liver is really, she's struggling. Anyone else?
I have a kind of like a question based also on what we were talking about with Morgan. So I had suggested, because she's got so much going on and trying to do things gently, I had suggested also diatomaceous earth and activated charcoal instead of like a heavy parasite cleanse,
Hmm.
because I was worried if she did like a 7-day cleanser on the full moon that it would literally like piss off everything in her.
Right.
So, I mean, like I told her, I said, I give, like when I was pregnant, I did when I was, I give it to my toddler. Like
Right.
it's dirt water, it's mud water. I think you're the one who told me to call it that. Call it dirt
Yep.
water. And so that was what I had told her to kind of help gently
Hmm.
help her with that. So is that, I told her, I said, well, we'll ask Deidre all this when we get on there because just way more knowledge than me, but is that
Yeah.
a good plan? Okay.
Yeah. Just don't do high dose because,
I told her to start at 1/8 of a teaspoon
yep.
and
It,
like work up in 1/8 of a teaspoon, right?
right. Yeah. But she can still at any point, it still can kill off when you get into like the tablespoons, it'll start killing off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want me to start the diatomaceous earth
Not on the
and
reset.
okay.
Yeah. No, the
Okay.
reset should be it's solo focus.
Yeah.
Never add anything else in. So you get the full benefits, and that can be something you add in maybe a week after because the reset will keep compounding the week post.
Hmm.
So just let it ride, and then you can add in something like that.
Okay, so do you want me to stop doing the ivermectin and all that? Just do the reset and then just do the bio cleanse, the ease, still the probio 5 as well?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
And you can do
Well,
X Factor if
and
you're,
I was about to say, can I do the X factor also?
yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Just not the extra slim.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then the ivermectin, I mean, you can have it is anti-inflammatory. So, I mean, if
Hmm.
you're fine with it, you don't feel like it's causing die-off, you can stay on it. I have people on doses. I just keep them on a nice 3 milligram,
Hmm.
just hang there. So,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyone else? I'll take one more question if we have one.
I have a question. So I have a friend who just got started on the Ease, the Bio Cleanse, and then the X Factor. So she obviously struggles with constipation, so that's why I kind of recommended her the bile cleanse, but she also has CRPS. And I'm not sure exactly how to tackle that one. If there's any supplements maybe that we have that, Plexus has that will help that. Um,
Remind me,
I don't
what
know.
is PRPS?
It's like a nerve CRPS. It's like a something wrong with like the nerves connecting to the brain, and it causes like inflammation and pain and like the joints, and it's almost like a really 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 bad like arthritis pain. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. And she's
Uh,
on nerve bio cleanse. What else?
no ease, BioCleanse, and then the X Factor because she also is a little older, so she has the menopausal symptoms. So I was like, well, the X Factor is a great one in general, and then the ease is going to give you that anti-inflammatory. And then the BioCleanse has the magnesium in it because she gets constipated pretty much regularly.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything else that maybe you recommended for her, especially like with her CRPS.
Um, a probiotic, to be honest.
Okay.
Um, because constipation is twofold. It's bad bacteria, but also not the bowel's not moving. So we can push it out with the BioCleanse, but the digger is like a ProBio 5. Um,
Mhm.
and it's going to go in and it's going to help reorganize so she's not relying on the BioCleanse to poop. Does that make sense? I
Yeah,
mean,
that makes sense. Yep. Yeah,
so
and I'm trying to get her on the ProBio 5 too, but she's like, I take another probiotic, so I'm currently working on that one. But
okay. Well,
that thank you.
once she finishes that one, I would say, hey, let's try this one because they're actually built to go together.
Yep,
Um,
yep,
and that way you can be like, okay, finish it, but let's try this. The other thing I would say if she has nerve pain is to do nerve.
yeah.
And you can do a loading dose of two in the morning, two in the afternoon, two at night. Well, not at night, not too late because of the B12s. But
Yeah.
have her space it out. Um,
Okay.
and that should
Okay.
help.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely suggest that to her for sure.
Okay. And older people, a lot of times, they're on a budget and stuff. So I like to say, hey, I'm mentioning these for down the road, but always collagen. If she's not taking a collagen, uh, her body can't repair as fast. So as we plug all these things in, it's great, but collagen will help to sort of amplify everything. And y'all,
Yeah.
ours is amazing. So my husband
Hmm.
got me like this really well-known collagen from the store as a birthday present. So I was like, okay, it's chocolate. Yay, let me try this. My hands, it had like all three, one, two, and three collagen types. I look like an 80-year-old woman. A week after getting back on Plexus, literally my hands went back like unshriveled. I was
Yeah.
shocked. So we have the best collagen, y'all.
Yeah. I take the collagen too, and I've been taking it for like a month and a half, and I've noticed like just my skin, my pores are tighter, like everything. I have more elasticity, more like my hair is just it looks healthier. It's
Yes.
just crazy. It's crazy.
Yes.
I hate to ask, but can I suggest something for the lady that has the CRPS?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, please.
So, I would actually recommend her look into biofeedback therapy. Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. What's that?
Sorry. What'd you say?
I said, what is that? I never heard of it.
So it's a therapy technique that it's used for like a lot of your functions of your body, but it helps with your breathing pattern and your muscle responses. So yeah, it's like
It's
it's a machine.
it goes and it basically measures how the brain is firing and then gives you
Yes.
the feedback of how
Mhm.
like how is this part of the brain talking to this part and vice
Yeah.
versa. It can help with anxiety, depression,
Yeah.
nerve pain, all different types of things. And so that might help her more.
Yeah.
A lot of well, not a lot, but some chiropractors do it. And it might help her know where to focus. Like, is it an
Hmm.
imbalance, like inflammation in this part, an imbalance in neurotransmitters here? Because a
Yeah.
lot of the times it might be just things just aren't talking right. And so it's caused,
Right.
there's inflammation in one part. And so that might give her feedback. That's why it's called
Yep.
biofeedback of how the brain's operating and then how to more adjust her focus.
Yes.
Um, and then there's the gut brain axis, so that will tell you a lot too. Like
Right.
that vagus nerve. So 80% of your gut talks to your brain, only 20% of your brain talks to your
You
gut.
got. Yep.
So
Yep.
that's,
And then if it's a neurotransmitter issue, there's so many things that you can do to help with the function of your neurotransmitters.
yes.
So,
Yeah, I think it's more of a I don't, she doesn't really explain it to me much, but I think it's some sort of neurotransmitter issue
hmm.
within her spine.
Yep.
I don't know. It's like in her all down her spine. So she's right. Well, she's been dealing with this for like years. So I'm like,
Right.
before she was introduced to